Hello everyone and welcome to CVLOG. In today's vlog I'm going to be giving my top tips for growing your fan base as an independent artist. So I've been an independent musician now for almost 5 years. 5 years in December, whoa, that's crazy. And I am always looking at how to get more ears listening to my music, how to get more eyes on me for, growing my fan base. And so I thought, I've been working on that a lot recently, so why don't I give some tips on it? And so today I'm going to be going through that and giving you guys the best advice that I can for growing your fan base, especially as an independent artist, because you don't have help from a label or anything like that. And so it is a very grueling task, but once you get the hang of it and once you kind of know how to do it, it's great and it's okay. So tip number 1, be personal. So one of the things that people don't often realize with being a musician and kind of trying to get your music heard and stuff is that people want to know who you are. Playing someone a song, it's one of those things where people will be like, if they're online, if they're on TikTok or YouTube or Instagram, they're just going to be like, I've heard it and scroll past, they'll just be like, oh well. Whereas if you do something that's more personal, if you're more authentic online, then people are more likely to kind of watch those extra few seconds. They're more likely to kind of want to watch you, want to hear, oh, what's this song about exactly? Rather than just kind of posting your song, actually giving background and depth into who you are, why you wrote the song that you did. And so being personal is so important. And this is one of the tips that will kind of filter into the rest of the 4 tips that I have. Another way that you can be personal is making sure that you talk to people online and that, you're actually properly engaging with them. You're not just kind of sending emojis. Rather, I always like, not that I don't like that, but like whenever someone just kind of puts emojis on a post of mine, I'm always like, oh, I wish they'd have said something. Like, I wish they'd have been like, oh, great song or something like that. And so being more personal, being that kind of, going out of your way to actually engage with people is going to be something that definitely grows your fan base. It's going to bring people back because they want to talk to you. They want to see what you're doing. And tip number 2, giveaways. I know that a lot of musicians absolutely hate these. I am included. I did one giveaway once, and although it was fun, it was also like so stressful because I was like, I have to make sure that I write down everyone's names. What if I forget someone? Like, I was like, flipping heck. But giveaways are a great way of growing your fan base because people love free stuff. And it doesn't even have to be anything to do with you, as in like, so what I did was I did a giveaway that if people pre-saved my song that they would win, I think it was tea bags, chocolate, a mug with my logo on it, stickers, things like that. But it didn't have to be that stuff. It could have been to win a £50 gift card. But it just gets people engaged because people will enter stuff because they want to win. And then they've pre-saved your song. Then maybe they'll listen to it and they'll be like, oh, actually, I like this. And there are loads of different giveaways that you can do. That's just one example. But giveaways are a fantastic way of growing your fan base because also the fans that do really like your music that have already pre-saved it then have a chance of actually getting something. And it's good. It's good to reward your community and be like, hey, I hope that you win. Number 3, kind of touched on it a little bit earlier, but replying to comments. So if people take the time to comment on your post, that's huge. Just think they could be replying to or commenting on loads of other things and they've picked your post, they think that your song's good or they want to speak to you. And so take the time and really reply to them. Ask them questions in the comments. Don't just reply and be like, hey, thanks. Because that's often, I'm very guilty of doing that. I'm often in a rush and I'm like, oh, thank you. And then I think, oh, I wish that I'd have actually spoken to them a bit more or asked how they are or, and I think that it's a great thing to do. So always reply to comments and messages as well. If someone takes time to message you, reply to them. And this will definitely grow your fan base because the difference between people casually listening to your music and a fan is how much you actually engage with them, how much effort you actually make to talk to them, because that's what takes casual listeners to fans. And number 4, be consistent with your content. So with growing a fan base, you have to be posting, I would say weekly, I'd say quite often, because if you post one video and then you just don't post again and you don't reply to anything or anything like that, then people are just going to forget about you. It is always good to be consistent and keep posting because people want to see you as well. If they kind of become interested in you, they're going to want to see more content. It's going to be the thing that kind of tips them over the edge to become a fan. And so you need to be posting regular content, keep your content interesting, keep it personal, and that would be my tip. And finally, number 5, engage at live gigs. So this is how I think that I've grown most of my fan base. I gig probably anywhere from 4 to 6 times every week. And at my gigs, I get chatting to people. If people come over and take the time to compliment me or say, hey, great set, like you're doing really, really well, I love what you're doing, then I'm going to take time to talk to them. I'm going to take time to sit with them, have a drink with them. And that's what I really, really enjoy doing. And I would recommend doing it as an independent artist, because you just never know. And it could be that time that you've taken out to spend with them is what makes them a fan. It makes them go, wow, this person, I love what they're doing. And the fact that they're a really chill person that wants to chat to me as well, that makes me want to be a fan, or makes me a fan. And so that would be my final tip for today. Engage at live gigs. If you're on the stage and there's quite a few people as well and you don't have time to kind of talk to everyone, I've been in that situation before and it's horrible, because you're just like, oh my goodness, I want to say thank you and go over to each person, but it can be very difficult. Just say thank you on stage, thank everyone for coming, and just really talk about how much you appreciate them. I know that it seems a bit cheesy sometimes to be like, oh, thank you so much, but you have to be that way. You have to be grateful that people are taking the time to listen to your music, to come out to your show. And so those would be my 5 tips for today. I hope that you have found them helpful. Sorry if I've rambled a little bit today. I'm a little bit out of practice with talking in front of the camera. It's been a few months since I've done a C-vlog, but I really hope that you found this helpful. And if you have any questions, then please drop them in the comments below. If you have any questions about anything else that I would recommend to grow your fan base, but these would be the main tips. Just be personal, be consistent, and make sure to always be grateful to the fans that you do have. And when making new fans, just make sure that you post regular content and chat to them. And thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.